bracelets. Yes, Soukeynaaimee. That's my name. So my name is Soukeynaaimee. I just make videos to make videos. I am not claiming to be a profitable trader whatsoever. I'm just learning. But today, honestly, it stings a bit, but it's okay. It stings a bit, but it's okay. I'm proud of myself. I took 2 trades today. Both of them came out losses. The first trade was actually correct. And my second trade, well, we're looking at U30 right now to the left side of the screen. What I have there, these lines, is the M15 imbalance highlighted that we have yet to disrespect, but I bought off of that imbalance and well, yeah, I scalped, but I was too early. I don't think there was enough volume in the market for my position to happen. Do I think my bias is correct? Yes, I'm currently bullish. My draw are these highs right here. Do I think those will get hit? Yes. Will it be today? No. But let's go over NQ real quick. The trade that I took on NASDAQ, this was it right here. So if we zoom out to the higher time frames, we can see, honestly, we've just been ranging. We've just been consolidating, but as we know, price is fractal. I still look for the same thing every day. I look for either a London manipulation profile or a New York manipulation profile. In this case, however, we can see we had CPI today. CPI displaced through London, and we ended up forming an SMT with NQ. Now, at this point in time, I was actually looking to continue lower off of this M15 fair value gap, looking to take this low, at least sweep this low one more time, but we did not. We ended up trading straight back into the range, and after we respected this M15 fair value gap and continued to close above, especially above like, we did not respect this London low whatsoever when we came back into it. This area of price, we did not respect that. We displaced to the upside, so I'm like, okay. At this point in time, I'm feeling very confident that we will reach these highs and we won't be going lower. So those were my intentions. We formed another M15 fair value gap. Let's highlight that real quick instead. We formed the M15 fair value gap, and there I go down to the 1 minute, and that is when I look for my entry. At this point, oh, actually, I set the bar replay exactly. So we actually had an SMT right here with ES, and we formed the change in the state. Now, with that being, I was like, okay, price is pretty impulsive. Let's go, let's do it. I felt confident in my draw, feel confident in my position. I see my profile being formed. We go into a PD array. PD array is in alignment with the higher time frame. Everything is in alignment. I love it. I feel confident. Let's go. So I do I do my ting, and it hits our stop. That was it. I mean, if you go up to the M15, the PDI we ended up respecting is this order block instead of this fair value gap. I submitted to this fair value gap. Price said no and respected this order block. So, I mean, it is what it is. It sucks. I journaled it. Let's actually go over that real quick. I just journaled it, actually. Yeah, so these were my screenshots that I took in the moment. This was my entry. Oh, I drew the SMT wrong, unless maybe there was a SMT. Yeah, when I broke it down, I drew the SMT right here, not right here, but I guess it was this one. And that happened, and then you zoom out and boom. So yeah, that was that. This is what I documented. CPI took out London. At first was looking to continue lower, but we formed an SMT with ES and continued holding the M15 PD arrays. So I leaned towards New York being the manipulation, right? My highlight of the trade, price trades back into M15 imbalance, and we got a and we got a change in state on the M1. So that was my confirmation. This was my entry. M1 change in the state. I risked 0.25%. My exit was the CPI high, and it was a loss. I don't regret this trade whatsoever. I take it again. All of my tags mashed. Everything mashed. For this one, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for executing this. Why I say I would take this trade again is because I'm always going to submit to the fair value gap instead of an order block. I guess it depends on how I feel in the moment, what's going on in the moment. But for the most part, if I get my change in the state off of the M15 imbalance and it's in alignment with the M1, I'm going to go for it. I would say about this trade though, why I didn't even put a 5-star is because, well, I was wrong. And 2, the displacement leg was not that cute. It wasn't. We gotta change the state, but like we didn't get obvious fair value gaps. Let's not cap. We cannot lie. It wasn't there, right? In this leg right here, there's no gaps. We're disrespecting a inverted fair value gap. This is why I say I would take this trade again, because this is not a reason why I wouldn't enter, especially if we got a fair value gap going into my PD array. I'm not gonna stress it. So yeah, franchement, that is what that is. Yeah, we move on. So for US 30 was a bit of a slower trade. It's something I came back for in the afternoon. Let's actually just go to the screenshot. I think it's fine. I don't think it's that big of a deal. We talk about it real quick. US 30 in the afternoon when I executed this trade. So this is the actual loss. This right here was my first attempt to enter, like officially. Price missed me by a literal tick. It looked like, you can zoom in here on Trade Locker, it looks like it literally traded into my pending limit and it just decided not to trigger. Maybe that affected me a little bit, but I ended up continuing entering off of the M5 breaker, but I was completely wrong. So overall, if you zoom out of this M15 imbalance, which is what I have highlighted right here, right? This gap, this drawing is this purple box that says M15 imbalance. So you see we come in, I was present at this point. We come in, trade back into the range. We even form a fair value gap, but I'm like, come on, that's too easy. We're gonna rate this one more time. Indeed we did. We trade back deeper into the M15 fair value gap, rate a low again, and then start displacing to the upside. We form a fair value gap. That would have been a risky trade. I was looking to enter here, but I'm like, nah, I want confirmation. I want stronger confirmation. I don't want to use this gap, right? Because initially, we got a fair value gap inside of the range. We got a fair value gap outside of the range. This is technically a short turn. This is technically enough of a confluence. I wouldn't say it was a bad trade to enter here, but I would tell myself to minimize my risk because it's an early trade. It's an early position. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we stop rate again and then continue to the upside, but we didn't do that. We teased around at the area where I want the change in the state to occur. We finally got a close above. Once we got that close above, we got a nice displacement leg, I would say. I put my entry point at the equilibrium of this range right here. The equilibrium of that was my initial entry. That is where I set my pending limit. And it did not trigger me whatsoever. That kind of stung. It is what it is. The trade lost anyway. That's not the point though. Almost got traded in. We did not. Displaced again. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to follow this. At this point, I'm looking at it as like, all right, we have officially entered the buy side of the curve. My low hanging fruit is this pink line right here. That's my raw, but that wasn't like my final TP. That is the area where I would have taken most of my position off. But yeah, that's the model I was trading. We entered the upside of the curve and it did. I was wrong. So in terms of journaling, what I wrote down, after retracing to the M15 imbalance, we entered the buy side of the curve and I attempted to catch its continuation. Missed first entry by a literal tick. I was kind of upset, but I don't think it had much to do with the second position. I mean, yeah, I missed my first entry, but I changed my parameters using the M5 breaker, but clearly I was wrong overall. To be honest, I'd rather be all the way wrong rather than a sweep of my stop than it hits TP. Yeah, honestly, that's just like a ego hit. Yo, it's painful. That hitting stop, and no, franchement, I don't like it. It pisses me off. Like, cool, yeah, I was right, but entry was my M5 breaker. Position size was 0.5%. My exit was the low of that breaker, and the trade was just a loss. Rated it a 4-star. Like, bro, this, I mean, I said bro too much. Forgive me. I've rated winning trades lower than this. Maybe this trade was a bit suckier than the first one. Actually, no. I don't know. My confidence level was the same and my conviction was the same. At the bottom, how do you feel? As of right now, like I said, I just documented right now at 5:21. I documented this at 4:48. As of right now, I still don't think it was a bad trade. I executed when I was confident in my position. I had all my A++ tags matched, and I followed my rules. These are the only losses I want. Today was honestly a good trading day. Today was a good trading day. Not P&L wise, but performance P&L wise. I'm gonna count this as a green day. Hold on, let me fix this lighting. Ooh, hold on. Why didn't I do this before? Anyway, I don't think I'm gonna minimize my risk. I have a problem. I'm having this realization, like I have a problem with risk. I have been trading on this account since March of 2024. I've talked about this a lot in multiple videos. I've talked about how I'm embarrassed of it, honestly. But I'm done going lower than 0.5%. Because here was the thing, right? You know what? I'm not the same person I was last year. When I had my account in drawdown, I had my biggest drawdown month in May of 2024. I think it was like, I was like down a rack or whatever. And I think after that, subconsciously, I was very fearful in my risk. I think that's what it was. Although I was saying I was okay doing a 100K challenge, I think subconsciously, I wasn't okay with those numbers. Like subconsciously, I think I was moving in fear for months, really without realizing. And it's like, now that this has happened, well, first of all, I don't feel as bad as I did in May. The trades in May that I took in May that sunk me down were literally such horrible trades. There was just no way to justify it. Like, it was no way to justify it. Those trades were horrible. It was bad. This right now though, the fear is not conscious. I think that's what it is for me. I don't think my subconscious has done a full 360. I think I still move in fear. I went in drawdown and then I just stopped risking. I just stopped. I was staying at a 0.25% risk for so long. I think for majority of the months was just me being afraid subconsciously. Then it's in November and December was when I had that realization of like, I'm slowing my own self down. I don't risk based off conviction. I risk based off fear. And I wrote this down. Like, I know this. Like, I know this. Let's see. In my main bad habit, I put bad risk in there only because I know I do this. And even in my journal, right? This is my journal. I have a toggle. Be mindful of my bad habits. And in the second bullet point, I said, not adjusting risk based off conviction. You only have small wins and losses when it should be small losses, small wins, and big wins. And I know that that's my problem, and I just keep attachment. I was too attached. Even this account right now, too attached. If anything, I think that I haven't failed quick enough. Excuse me? A challenge for a year? Excuse me? I'm going to get another account anyway. I'm going to get another one, lower balance, just to play with it. I think I'm still working on my conviction. In terms of demo, I don't feel like demoing. I have FX replay. C'est fini, hein? Amour expectation. J'ai pas d'expectation. See, c'est ça le problème. I set my expectations, like, yeah. I think wanting it so bad stops me from actually having it. But I also stop myself by not trusting myself and applying risk. You have to move in abundance, honey. Everything that you put out will come back. Obviously, I make these videos for myself, and that's my day today. I will not be minimizing my risk. If I lose this account, I lose this account. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. Who cares? Why do you care? Oh, anyway, I'm gone. Anyway, until the next one.